we're doing some experimenting. We're going to turn this panda bun into a fuzzy plushy fruit. And I'm going to be using the Plush Fabric Paint, which is supposed to create a raised flock-like effect. Now this is for fabric, but we always use our fabric paint to paint squishies. So let's get started. So the first step is going to be to remove this little film out of the panda bun, and I feel like I did this successfully, except for like some parts that, it's missing, like big chunks. I'm going to use some black and brown paint, and then I'm going to add the plush color, which is cream soda. Obviously, I always do this. I always leave the film on and then I stick my finger in there and it always gets full of paint. Great. So once I get all this situated, I'm just gonna mix it in, and once I have the color that I want, then we can start to paint. Can you guess the fruit by the color of the outside? Let me know in the comments below which fruit you think it will be. So it ended up being like a light brown color, but it's actually perfect. And we're gonna use this to paint the outside. Now, as I am layering on the paint, I realized that it does not have any fibers inside. It does not look fuzzy or plushy or anything that I expected. What I do notice is that it dries up really quickly. So last video I had a problem where I could not get the paint to dry, and right now I'm just working super fast because the paint is drying so fast. Now, what I love about white squishies and painting white squishies is that the color goes on so well. Sometimes I actually just paint some areas white when it's a lighter color so that it's just easier to cover. But here I am just smoothing it out as even as possible. And you are going to notice that there is two little areas that need more paint because they are missing those bigger chunks that I talked about, but I'm just gonna add more paint like I usually do when I am repairing my squishies. And so far I like the color. I am noticing though that the texture is a little different. It looks a bit porous. It looks, different. Now here is when it's already dry, and even in the areas that I put more layers, it kind of soaked it up. Now it looks like orange peel or something like that because it's not plushy or fuzzy. It actually just looks pretty porous and textured, but definitely not plush. So I'm pissed off because it was really expensive. It's actually $5.49 plus tax, and I'm just gonna use it now to make my colors lighter for like everything. So I use like lighter green and I mix it up until I get the color that I want for the center. So if you guys guessed that this was going to be a kiwi squishy, you were right. And once this, it kind of looks like an avocado, I don't know. But once this green avocado color is done, I am going to draw an oval, and I'm using my dotting tool. I promise I will find my paintbrushes for the upcoming videos, but I use what I have on hand. So with the dotting tool, I'm gonna create this long oval, to represent that nice fleshy center. And then once I get it to be perfect and smooth it out, I'm going to be fanning out to like little rays of sunshine or like little spider legs. I don't know. Actually, I'm pretty sure that I drew a centipede in like second grade that looked like this, but the point is we're gonna make like little lines coming out of the center and into the squishy. And we're gonna do this all around the oval. And then I'm like, I don't even know why I spent so much time in the middle. Because once I am doing the little legs, it like smudges everywhere, so I have to fix the middle anyway. So I'm pretty happy with the way it's coming out. It just needs the seeds. Now, as far as a product review goes, well, I think I'm gonna give it another shot and I'm gonna try one more fruit before I make my final judgment. Maybe this one or this type of squishy just didn't give it that opportunity to be the plush that it could have been. Now I do the same thing. I take my dotting tool and in different areas I just start dotting black, and in some parts it's lighter and some parts it's darker, and I like it this way because, you know, fruits are never perfect looking. Well, maybe fake fruits, but, and once I'm done with it, then I'll let it dry. But as far as the actual plush paint, guys, I feel like it didn't do what I thought it would. Like I expected, like I said before, some little fibers or even like texture kind of paint. Not that it would dry textured, but that it would have some kind of texture in the paint. Now, if it would have had more of a plush effect when it dried, then I wouldn't have minded so much that it didn't have anything in it. But it really doesn't deliver what I thought it would. Maybe it's just me, or maybe I used it wrong, but you know, in those areas that it was missing foam, I added a lot more, and I thought, well, maybe you're supposed to add more and it's gonna give a different effect, but it didn't. So here I am going to try it out with this peach. Now this peach has obviously been well loved. I have probably used it on my most stressful days at work, and it's stained. It needs a little refresher. So with the plush paint and cream soda one more time, I'm going to go ahead and paint on about 2 layers of paint. I did probably a little bit more than 2 because then I added just a tad bit more, not a full coat, but let's call it a full 2. And once that dried, I want to show you, look. It did not change the rise like, you know, fabric paint does. It makes them so much more slow rise. That did not happen here. And this part is even and smooth. And then some parts it's really spongy, like, and it has all these like little holes in it no matter how much paint I added. That's where I added a little bit more than 2, but I decided that this was a major fail. So with some iridescent pink, I'm going to color that entire back and half of the front of the squishy, and in the bottom front, I'm gonna use some iridescent white to give it like that eye bloom kind of like pearlescent feel to it. And then we're gonna draw a little face. It did not, once I put on the pearlescent paint, it was pretty much perfect. I mean, it looks beautiful. You could never tell that this was supposed to be a plush or a fuzzy kind of squishy, so I am disappointed, but I mean, it came out really cute and it really needed a refresher, and it just makes it look so much more, I don't know, like elegant. Like this is like an elegant squishy. So we can't have that. We're gonna go ahead and draw a little face on it, and this is my initial. Now I'm going to do a W mouth and the little blushed cheeks, and then I dotted some, you know, glisten in the eyeballs for the little catch light. I think I painted them out too low now that I'm looking at it, but pretty much this is what they look like. And look, it keeps cracking in the back. That paint is not staying. I do like the matte color, and I do like that it looks like some kind of texture on the sponge, but I feel like old squishies look like that, and I did not pay, you know, all that money for plush and then got this. But overall, this Squishy Makeover was a success. Product review, I did not like it, but like I said, let me know if I used it wrong, or let me know what you guys recommend to make fuzzy plush squishy. Thanks for watching.